Hi, good morning. Alan Combies here, creator of this video series that I call Morning Coffee with Alan. And today, in this video, I'm coming at you with my morning coffee. I've decided to go back to old school and do this first thing in the morning. I found that I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. And I think, as the day goes on, the calendar fills up with things, and by the afternoon, my head is a little full, and it can be a challenge sometimes to to get what I'm thinking onto the camera, which is just a thing, but I thought it'd be good to do this first thing in the morning again. Not first thing, a couple sips of coffee first. But today in this video, what I wanted to talk about was this concept and this idea that it in FasterEFT we say that no matter what's going on with you, no matter what challenge you might have, no matter what pain or problem or symptom is going on, you are not broken. You are not broken. And what I've said in the past is you're not broken, you're just running off some old broken ideas and beliefs. Which I believe, but the way I see it now more and more is not so much that those beliefs are running the show, but more that you put your awareness on those beliefs, those thoughts, those memories, and you continue to put your awareness there, and that's the reason it's driving your behavior. It's a preoccupation with thought, memories, and the reason I want to make that distinction is because working with clients, oftentimes they come to me and they say, it's as if they view themselves as this big bucket full of memories that they need to clean out before they can be happy. And I don't buy into that for one second. Every one of us has the capability of going from sad to happy in an instant, from happy to sad in an instant. It's where we place our awareness. And by awareness, I just mean attention. It's like if you think right now about something you did yesterday, maybe a meal you had yesterday, and you think about it, well, that's where you're putting your awareness, your attention, your consciousness. You're putting it on that memory of what you had for lunch yesterday, however you represent that. Now you can take your awareness off of that and you can put it back on the sound of my voice. You can see the picture in the video. That, as far as I can tell, is free will. So you're not some bucket that needs to be emptied. I believe that you are fluid. Our experience is fluid. It's changing from moment to moment. And yes, we do have memories that we get preoccupied with. We get infatuated with, typically because we think that we believe either A, that the problem can be solved if we keep staring at this thing, right? This memory, or whatever it might be, this experience in our mind. Or two, we think that experience is telling us something about ourselves, and or some sort of truth about the world. So we think there's more to it, basically, than there really is. Because the reality is, you've got, what do they say? They say 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day rolling through your awareness. So you can't possibly try to control all of that or spend all day tapping to empty it all out, right? Now, it can be extremely helpful to address memories when we are caught in that habitual cycle, when it just seems like we're on this treadmill and it's going so fast we're afraid to step off of it. In my opinion, that is a prime opportunity to apply FasterEFT tapping, which the fundamental principles behind FasterEFT are really to sort of interrupt the thought process, or defractionate, as we say, begin to calm the nervous system, and do that until how you represent the thought begins to change. But once you recognize the thought is permeable, in other words, once you recognize that the thought is not real, it's a form of just energy, right, in your mind, then often it doesn't make much sense to continue to stay on that treadmill. It doesn't make sense to hold on to that formless thought so tightly. It no longer makes sense to hold your awareness there. And this is a beautiful thing, because when you intrinsically notice that, when you intrinsically realize that what you are focusing on is just, is formless, it creates a space for, what I have found is that, oftentimes the body relaxes just enough for you to have an insight or gain some awareness on your situation. Or you can just let it rest and let time pass and sort of trust the flow of life. It's working with clients, and my own experience has been, sometimes I wake up to the nature of how I'm creating my experience, and it's a huge aha, like around a particular subject matter. Maybe there's a place in my life where I just haven't seen it, and I've been struggling, and all of a sudden I wake up to it. I had a client, and she came to me, and she was doing great, except for one memory that was really, really bothering her. And we were talking, and we were doing an intake, and we were chatting for a bit. And at some point I said, isn't it interesting how everything is going great except for that one thought? And all it is a thought. And I could see something inside of her click. I saw something inside of her. She had an insight. And we chatted for a little bit more, and you could see that she was really beginning to gain a new understanding, a new awareness. And so finally I said, okay, well, let's go ahead and tap. Let's do some work on this. And I said, go ahead, go back there. Now, this is a memory that when she had her awareness on it was causing major emotion, like tears, a lot of guilt. And when we actually went to go tap on it at that point, she went to try to access the memory. And I said, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being nothing at all, 10 being very intense, where would you rate it now? And she said, like a 3. And within a matter of a few minutes, we tapped the rest out and flipped the memory. Which flipping is just creating a happy experience. Once we recognize that what we're putting our focus on is made up, well, we might as well put our focus somewhere else. Or we recognize that memories are permeable and they change, because we can change how we view them, then we might as well make it into something that makes us feel pleasant, makes us feel happy, confident, joyful, loving. And so that's what we did with her. And so I guess what I'm pointing to in this video is recognizing that who you really are is whole and complete. Who you really are is more than the thoughts. Now, thoughts and thinking and thinking about the future or remembering the past is great. It's a great way to just to entertain ourselves, to be creative, to maneuver in this physical reality. But all of that is always happening in the moment. And if we recognize that all of that power is happening in the moment, whether we're thinking about the future or remembering the past, or we're 100% in the now, which I don't know if that's even possible, but all of it is happening in this moment. And that's where the power is. So you're whole, you're perfect, there's nothing wrong with you, there's no bucket to be emptied out. It's simply waking up to where you're putting your focus and attention, where your conscious awareness is going. And as we wake up to, as we look to what we think we need to manipulate, that is, we need to intervene with the thoughts and the feelings, if we can do that enough to create a space where we can step back and look at how is it actually being brought into life in the first place, then in my view we have a better chance to move through life a bit more gracefully. We have a better chance to, as Dr. George Pransky says, be more graceful in the lows and grateful in the highs. Because life is always going to be ebbing and flowing. It's the nature of it. Life is not linear. It's very much more fluid than that. And I think the more we understand how our experience is being created in every moment, the more graceful we can be in those lows, and the more grateful we can be for the highs. So I hope you found this video helpful. This has been another video in a series called Morning Coffee with Alan. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to making the next one. Please I enjoy your comments and questions, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll be putting some more videos out in the next couple months around the holidays. Alright, until next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.